and your Ouachita Tigers. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. Starting first with our visitors, the UT Tyler Patriots. In goal, number 0, Diego Berlingeri. Number 2, William Kiana. Number 5, Nori Ito. Number 7, Lucas Paolini. Number 10, Raul Carrillo. Number 11, Rodrigo Mendez. Number 14, Tato Rico. Number 20, Sid Cleofe. Number 26, Kerry Idol. Number 30, Solomon Savoya. And number 37, Craig Chisholm. Head coach for the Patriots is Kenny Jones. And now the starting lineup for your Ouachita Tigers. In goal, number 1, Messiah Nita. Number 4, the captain, Joseph Latier. Number 7, Hagan Sanchez. Number 8, Eli Stewart. Number 10, Luca Ponzi. Number 12, Grant Isbell. Number 16, Marshall Prather. Number 19, Evan Jordan. Number 20, Daniel Marcano. Number 24, Sebastian Rios. Eli Jenkins. Head coach for the Tigers is Chris Lawson. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise to honor America and those who serve it for the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tiger Soccer on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. I'm Chase Hartzell, and you are looking live at Wesley and Debbie Cluck Field on the scenic campus of Ouachita Baptist University in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. It's a non-conference bout today for the Tigers as they face the visiting Patriots of UT Tyler. For UT Tyler, it's been a bit of everything here early in the season. 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Tigers currently looking for their first win. This is their 5th match of the season. Face some good opponents in non-conference play. No different here today. A lot of fans still filing in as classes wrap up for the afternoon here on campus. But these athletes are ready to go in what should be a fun non-conference bout. Got a bit of a new look here at Cluck Field this afternoon as there are some new banners hanging around the facility. Also, if you look past the field, there's actually some construction work going on. You can see some vehicles moving about, working on the new track facility. Going to be an exciting year for the men's and women's cross-country teams, as well as the track programs. Official is stepping out towards the middle circle. Waiting for the whistle. And here we go. We are underway at Cluck Field. Tigers looking to move quickly. Now UT Tyler on a bit of a counterattack over on the right side. Looking to move into the box. Stolen away. Looking at the starters today for the Tigers, Messiah Nita, the goalkeeper. Joseph Latier, the team captain, started at defender along with Hagen Sanchez. In the midfield, it'll be Eli Stewart and Luca Bonzi. Grant Isbell and Marshall Prather are forwards. And then also in the midfield, you'll have Evan Jordan, Daniel Marcano, and Sebastian Rios. Eli Jenkins, the final defender for the Tigers. Great save there by Nita as he came up towards the top of the box, caught it in traffic. That'll give the Tigers a chance to catch their breath. Tigers wearing the gold and white kits today. UT Tyler in black and blue. Evan Jordan trying to take it up past midfield, but some excellent defense in the middle third for UT Tyler. Now the throw-in for Ouachita is there's a bit of a tussle for position. They'll say that one's out of bounds on the Tigers, last touched, but it looked to be Grant Isbell trying to get positioning. Tigers haven't really been able to advance into that defensive third yet of UT Tyler. Collision near midfield. We'll see if that's ruled a foul on UT Tyler. And it is. So a free kick now for the Tigers on the edge of the middle third. Long ball sent into the box. And nice hands there by the goalkeeper for UT Tyler. Patriots moving the ball towards the defensive third of Ouachita, and good job there just getting the ball out. It goes back into the middle third on the long ball. Bit of a collision. Some aggressive play there from Noriyuki Ito, and it will draw a foul. Tigers moving quickly off of the free kick. Now, a chance perhaps for Ouachita on the left side of the box, looking to cross it, looking for the goal, and it's wide to the right. A nice attack there from Luca Bonzi. Just hooked a bit too far to the right for him. Now UT Tyler taking its time moving the ball back to the middle third. Both teams trying to establish their game plan, but an aggressive attack from the Patriots looking to cross the ball. Nice clear by Hagen Sanchez. But the Tigers aren't out of the woods just yet. Trying to close in on the box yet again. It's taken away by Evan Jordan. Some nice footwork here from Jordan as he tries to get it out of that defensive third. The Patriots content to take the time to establish good looks. Seeing some excellent ball movement from UT Tyler early in this match. Ito kicks it back. Hagen Sanchez with the throw for the Tigers. Ouachita had some struggles in their first three matches offensively, couldn't find the back of the net. However, they did have some success offensively against Mississippi College, just an offensive explosion for the Choctaws in that match, though, with the final score being 9-3. Right now, the Tigers looking to establish their offense, perhaps carry over some of that momentum from late in the match against Mississippi College. This is one of two broadcasts today on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, as we'll have the second half of this doubleheader. Immediately following this match, the women's teams from UT Tyler and Ouachita facing off. OSDN will also be covering volleyball and football throughout the weekend. Now a great chance for the Tigers advancing. Isbell's trying to chase it down in the corner. Some tough defensive play from Carrillo. And we're going to have a stoppage in time. Looks like the flag came off of the pole in the corner. So just taking a second to adjust it. Isbell able to put it back on quickly, and it looks like we will be ready to resume action momentarily. Diego Berlingeri set to kick it away. Tigers looking to stop the momentum on the long ball. That was an excellent play by Eli Jenkins. And now that will force the Patriots to reset. They'll go all the way back to the goal. Tough fights for the ball right now, as both teams trying to establish positioning in the field. And now, an opening perhaps for UT Tyler. Patriots have been very methodical in how they've moved the ball around, looking for openings. Bit of a miscommunication, and that's going to allow Nita to move in. Just over 10 minutes gone in this match. Still 0-0 at Cluck Field. Looking at the schedule for UT Tyler, faced some good teams early in the season. Lost a match at St. Mary's in the season opener 1-0, but then bounced back with a tie with number 2 CSU Pueblo 3-3. And then when facing Jarvis Christian at home last Saturday, coming up with a 4-0 victory. This one of 2 matches this week against opponents for the GAC for the Patriots, as they will travel to Searcy to face Harding on Saturday. Bonzi trying to get it to his teammate, and it is deflected. Now a great opportunity for UT Tyler. Mismatch. Going into the box. Looking for the shot, and it looked like it was a miscommunication between Carrillo and Mendez, as it came somewhat awkwardly off the foot of Carrillo. Now great opportunity in the box. UT Tyler wanting a foul called. No whistle, however, and it will be a goal kick for Nita. Jenkins with the ball, passing it off to his teammate. That's Sanchez. Some aggressive defensive play from UT Tyler. But again, the Patriots, they're content with setting up their offense, not afraid to take the time to regroup, take it back into the middle third, and sometimes even their own defensive third to get good positioning. Ito, good recovery for his team. Now a nice move going into the defensive third. Opportunity for UT Tyler. There's the cross. Nobody home. Trying to go to the outside. It will be a throw-in for Ouachita. Hagen Sanchez taking a moment to adjust. Close play down at the end of the field, and looks like it is going to be a goal kick for the Tigers. Lucas Pollen was last to touch it. This match thus far has very much had the feel of a chess match, both teams being very methodical, thinking out their moves. Not looking to rush, but also when they find the opportunities, not afraid to strike. Both defenses, though, have been up to the task thus far. Nice cutoff by Hagen Sanchez. Evan Jordan looking for the slide tackle. It's deflected. Into the box, and there's the clear. Long clear that time. Bounces off of the top of the bleachers out there on the far side of the field. Again, back behind the field, you can see the construction of the new track facility. Ouachita already in the midst of cross-country season. Some success for both teams. The women's team looking to successfully defend their GAC title from a year ago. Both the men's and women's programs also beginning practice and training for the indoor track season that will begin later this semester. Long ball towards the goal. It's corralled by Nita. Whistle blown. It will be a free kick. The foul will be called against Ouachita, and set to kick it away for the Tigers, it will be Eli Stewart. Great chance for Ouachita. Only a couple of opportunities in the defensive third of UT Tyler thus far. The Patriots have been very aggressive on defense. On offense, however, not afraid to take their time. Now perhaps a chance. Long ball down to the other side of the field, and Nita with a nice clear. Evan Jordan with it towards the middle third. Now a long ball over to the right side. Ito's right there to kick it away. However, the Tigers recover. Now a great chance. Cross over to the left side. Scooped up quickly in a bit of a collision towards the goal. UT Tyler advancing, nearing the box. Getting some good ball movement, but the Tigers are there defensively. Now we've got a special guest joining us, the Director of Athletic Communications here at Ouachita, Brian Ramsey. Brian, welcome.
Thanks, Chase. Appreciate it. What all you guys do. This is really unique. The OSDN is at this level, Division II level. There's not many universities and colleges that are able to provide this kind of coverage and do a great job.
All right, well, thank you, and we appreciate all that you do for our broadcast. A lot of the information that we use in the broadcast and our stats come directly from you and your staff, not to mention your right-hand man, Matthew Branch, was one of our own once upon a time.
Yeah, I'm really blessed to have Matthew on our staff, and he's done some great things, and he's bringing us along in this ever-changing new media, social media, video content creation world that seems to change day by day, but definitely month by month and year by year. A lot of changes over the years, and Matt's been able to help us kind of move forward and make some progress in those areas.
We've had an exciting year covering Ouachita soccer thus far. The women's team actually projected to win the GAC title for the first time since that unusual COVID season in the spring of 21. The men's team also looking to grow some here in 2023. What have you seen from your perspective on these two programs?
Yeah, well, I think we had a record-breaking fall last year, fall of 2022. I don't think the university's ever seen that kind of across-the-board success when you're talking about football, women's soccer, volleyball, cross country. We had a couple conference championships there between football and women's cross country, and women's soccer was just one game away from winning a regular season championship last year. And women's volleyball finished fourth in the conference and advanced to the semifinals of the conference tournament there. And the good thing about that is all of those teams I just mentioned have pretty much the entire roster coming back this year. So we're starting to we see that a little bit. Volleyball's off to a little bit of a rough start, so to speak, but they're going to come around. They're still a young team, got a lot to learn, but the other teams are picking up right where they left off last year.
And with volleyball, we did broadcast the match back on Tuesday night. It was Battle of the Ravine, the GAC opener. A much improved Henderson team. A bit of a close call there for UT Tyler, but the Reddies do come out on top in that one, able to rally, win the last two sets. But again, the Tigers are showing flashes of brilliance with a young core.
Yeah, I mean, so many freshmen last year that were, one of the main reasons for the success last year, and we see their leadership starting to evolve a little bit and take on some different roles, and some of the upperclassmen that are on the roster now are taking on those more of a leadership capacity. We lost a pretty big one with Lexi Castillo, not on the team anymore, and that was a big hole. But Coach Frizzell Kaiser and Coach Davis and the young talent that's on the team right now, they're headed in a positive direction. And I think this start, I can't remember, we're 2-7, I think, to start the year. I think that's going to turn around. We'll see a different record here in a couple weeks, month. We'll be in a lot better position.
Few opportunities for the Tigers to improve on that record this weekend. They face Alaska Anchorage tomorrow night, and not to mention the Tiger Ready Invitational throughout the weekend. A lot of good opponents coming to Arkadelphia on both sides of the ravine.
Yeah, that's right. We're joking with our friends across the street. They call it the Ready Tiger Invitational. We're going to call it the Tiger Ready Invitational. I guess they kind of have bragging rights, though, because since they won the other night in the head-to-head matchup. But it should be a fun weekend of volleyball.
Luca Bonzi was looking for a teammate inside the box, but couldn't find anyone. We'll see a few substitutions here for the Patriots. But, Brian, going back to the semester at hand for Ouachita Athletics, Tiger football, always a big deal on campus. Another good start this year, including a record-setting performance against Northwestern Oklahoma State a week ago.
Man, what a fun game that was. You'd love to be able to win every game like that. Of course, you don't. Ouachita's, Coach Knight said after the game in their huddle, we played just like we practiced, and Coach Knight and the Tigers do a great job of preparation, and it showed on Saturday. They practiced hard, they played hard, and the performance speaks for itself. I mean, goodness, they went 3 or 4 deep in most positions during that game, and 8 different wide receivers and 32 or something like that defensive players registered a stat. Here's a charge here.
Great chance for Eben Jordan trying to close in. Looking for a clear, but Luca's right there, setting up at the top of the box. That was kicked right to the goalkeeper, and that'll be a save for him. Now UT Tyler moving it back up the field.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, that football game was a fun one to start, and start our home slate anyways. But we'll have a tough challenge this week against Southern Arkansas, 2-0. A lot of starters back from last year, a couple dynamic players on offense, a lot of speed and talent on defense as well. So it'll be fun.
It'll be interesting to see how the Tiger defense steps up after a shutout last week. Now set to face off against one of the defending offensive players of the week in the conference in O.B. Jones.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a fluke, the defense that we have. We're very deep, a lot of returners, a lot of talented players there. First, second, and third stringers there can step in and play at any moment, and it's really, really good. Not allowing a lot of yards, a lot of negative yards plays, a lot of no gain plays, and that's been fun to see so far through the first 2 games.
And speaking of GAC Players of the Week, football actually had one this past week, although his snaps were limited due to the nature of the contest. Josiah Johnson coming up with big plays early in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, JoJo does a great job, and I think it was funny. I think I saw him share the award on Instagram or Twitter or one of the two, and his comment was, "I don't even remember what happened." One of those kind of games. And he did well, had an interception, would have had a touchdown if we didn't have a penalty on that interception. But it was a good performance by him and the rest of the defense. You could have picked a handful of guys for that Conference Player of the Week award.
Really a team effort Saturday night. It'll be fun to see what the team does against another GAC opponent. First in-state matchup of the year, too, after facing Southwest Oklahoma State and Northwestern Oklahoma State. There's something special about those GAC rivalries in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah, no kidding. I think we have 3 in-state matchups in the conference this weekend. So that'll be fun. And 5 of the 6 Arkansas schools are in the top of the GAC standings right now. So there's some good small college football being played in Arkansas, and good crowds supporting those teams as well.
Going back to the cross-country circuit, some great opportunities for both the men's and the women's programs, getting to run in places like Memphis. We saw the matchup a few weeks ago, the race that went on there, not only getting to race against Division II talent, but Division I talent, and not only placing at the top of the Division II rankings, but also defeating some of those D1 teams in the process. So it seems like both these men's and women's programs for cross-country are ready to compete at any level with any opponent.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the rosters are basically the same from last year, and they did really, really well last year. Seeing offsides called here, but did really well last year. And like you mentioned, quality competition. The Lois Davis Invitational last week, the Tigers were able to run a lot of runners that don't usually get in the mix in some of these high profile meets and races. So, and they did really well in that meet as well. So it's good to see the depth there, and it's exciting for the future there for those two teams.
I know a lot of runners are excited too about the upcoming indoor season. Practices starting up in the last few weeks. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first year that the men's team has officially had an indoor program, and the numbers have grown tremendously over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean it's really beneficial for our university to have those teams, our cross country and track and field teams, and as you can see, the facility getting built right now, being built as we speak, and it's just going to attract high quality student athletes here to Ouachita for years to come.
A lot of fun sports to watch. Even basketball starting to get in on the mix. The non-conference schedule released yesterday. And it should be fun to watch both of those two teams compete when the winter rolls around, because both of them made some strong runs in the Great American Conference Tournament a year ago.
Yeah, we should see a pretty good women's team this year with most of the starters coming back. Losing Michaela Miller's big. She was such for longevity purposes, she was such a great player for this program. But most of the team coming back and did really well last year. And women's basketball, I think, you can argue this with anybody if you want to, but I think women's basketball in the Great American Conference is one of the most competitive sports from top to bottom. You're not going to find a team that's not capable of winning every single night, and that's indicative of the records. I think we had a really good team last year and only finished 500 in conference games.
And for the men's team, too, going into a contentious GAC lineup this year, maybe not, the same balance that we see top to bottom in the women's classification, but when you look at that men's team, this Ouachita basketball team, after a little bit of a skid last year in conference play, really able to bounce back and then get that big win over Southern Nazarene, who wasn't just ranked number 1 in the GAC, but was nationally ranked at the time. That was a big win for the program. And again, right there on the outside looking in at going to the championship game.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of momentum coming into this year, and it's going to be a new team. A lot of new faces on this squad for Coach Nutt and Coach Thornton. They've done a great job of recruiting and got some D1 transfers, and the former Arkansas High School Player of the Year is coming to Ouachita, so that's going to be exciting to watch, and others as well. So they'll have some good games early on to come check out in November and December, and then of course the conference schedule, like you mentioned, a little bit more top heavy than other sports, but still competitive all the way down.
When you look back at all the events you've covered already this year, I'm sure that there are a lot, that you remember, and maybe some that have even, slipped away. There's that old saying, you've forgotten more sports than some people see even in a week's time.
Yeah. Are you calling me old? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying your experience.
Yeah. No, we already had this conversation. I had to get glasses for the first time in my life this past year, and I put them on for the first time, and I said, wow, I can actually see now, so maybe I can see these games a little bit better.
But when you look back at all these events that have been happening this year, are there any that have stood out to you in the early weeks of the year?
I mean, how could you not have that 66-0 win, and it just felt like that first quarter went on forever, and then to look at the stat sheet at the end of that quarter, and we only had the ball for 2 minutes and change there in the first quarter, and it scored 35 points. It's unbelievable. I don't know if I'll ever see something like that again. I don't think that's ever been done here. Unofficially, it was a record points for us in one single quarter, just dominating.
Not only that, most points ever scored by any team in the history of Cliff Harris Stadium.
Yeah.
Ironically, the last time that the Tigers scored 64 points, that was the previous record. It was also against Northwestern Oklahoma State. That was on homecoming a couple years ago, but the Tiger defense looking really strong to start the year. That's the second year in a row opening up at home with a shutout.
Yeah, a couple of big memorable games there and home openers for the past 2 years, and for different reasons too. But it's offense, defense, special teams. Goodness, the kickoff cover unit against Northwestern, unbelievable. We had 11 kickoffs because we scored so much, and 4 of those 11 kickoffs we held Northwestern inside the 20-yard line, even one stopping them at the 8 on the return. So just a really good job on all 3 phases of the game. Here I am sounding like a football coach now.
Nice save there by Nita, as that was the first time in a while we'd seen UT Tyler get down close to the goal. Brian, looking at this match so far, both of these teams, especially defensively, look like they came to play today. And these offenses, they're being methodical. They're not trying to rush things, but trying to capitalize on those openings when they see them.
Yeah, aggressive play early on. We've seen a lot of fouls called, because that's pretty common when you're talking about men's soccer. It's usually a physical game, and Ouachita does a really good job. Coach Lawson does a great job of coaching these guys and being really aggressive on defense.
Trying to advance back into that defensive third. Now a chance perhaps for DVU. There's the cross. And there's the clear. And that's been the case several times today, just when it seems like UT Tyler has the upper hand. Tigers come right back. Now a great chance on the right side. There's the cross to the middle of the field. And not out of the woods just yet. Still a little bit of a numbers advantage, so that's quickly closing. And now we'll see the offsides called on Ouachita. We've seen that a few times today with players stepping in at the last second. Seems like there's going to be an open look at the goal, and then you see a defender just slide right in, make a great play, and then all of a sudden you're either without the ball or you have to reset. You're in a tough spot.
Yeah, people think it's really easy to score in soccer, but so many things have to go right, and perfect kick, perfect pass, and not every time you get a perfect ball like that, a defense is able to slip in and intercept it.
So for the viewers at home, who maybe aren't as familiar with athletic communications in the world of sports information, what does a week look like for you? I know it varies based on whatever the athletic team schedules look like, but what all does that entail?
And this week is not one to judge. This is not a common week. We have so many home events going on starting today, with volleyball tournament starting tomorrow, soccer back here on Saturday, volleyball on Saturday, football on Saturday as well. But our weeks start on Monday. We get everything recapped from the previous week, and we try to get our players nominated for conference and national players of the week, and get started working on the week to come, and then got to build in some time to start working for the winter as well, with basketball just around the corner.
And there's not only the information side, but with the communications, there's also the creative side as well, and the sport. A lot of people don't realize that too, but your office is responsible for creating all the game stories that you see online. A lot of times those are shared with the publications, and also all the videos you see up on the board during football games, done by Matthew and done by your staff. There's a lot of work that goes into putting on these events.
Well, like I mentioned when I jumped on here at the beginning, this is very unique, our situation, especially with you guys, with the OSDN and Ouachita just in general. When you're talking about Dr. Wesley Cluck, whose name is on this field, who's a photographer here, he does great work with us. So our student photographers on campus with the photo lab do phenomenal for us. And then I'm lucky to have really great student workers that are sitting here in the box doing stats and scoreboard, and also have a student worker that does graphic design, and there's just a lot that goes into it, but the commitment's here for sports media and that kind of communication work, and it's good. Like I said, it's very unique. Not many Division II schools, small colleges have that kind of team, university buy-in that we have here, so we're lucky.
UT Tyler looking to strike. It's Alfonso Gonzalez-Gomez stepping in, making the play. Alfonso will be on color commentary for the women's match later tonight. He's really stepped into a leadership role here at OSDN, but right now looking to help his team win this first match of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's good to see that too. Student athletes getting involved in this kind of thing, and a lot of them, want to play at the next level professionally, but realistically, they're going to be moving into a job. And what a great experience this is to get on camera, or to get behind a microphone, or get behind a camera, or work the controls here in the studio, and do all that good stuff, and get you set up for a good career, which is needed right now. A lot of that kind of stuff going on in the world, especially with universities taking control of their own productions, and other media companies doing great things.
It's an industry that truly has grown exponentially in the last decade, and as you were saying, Brian, that's one of the great opportunities with Ouachita, even here with OSDN, but also with your student workers. A lot of Ouachita's work is student-driven, whereas if you went to maybe some other universities, there are maybe a handful of students working on it, but you don't get the same opportunities of meeting the world of professionalism while also getting that learning experience. This is an interesting place where both of those worlds collide.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's really cool to see. I've only worked at one other university, and I worked at our conference office for a little while, and I was a student worker here at another university as well. But in my experiences in athletic communications and sports information, I've had to wear so many hats. Whereas here I don't, just because of what you mentioned. There are so many different people involved with this, and that's how it should be. How I used to do it, man, that was a lot. I'd work 80 hours a week sometimes, and that's not healthy for anybody. And so we're trying to build good human beings, not just good workers, and that's a part of it. And there's a good balance here with that in this production.
UT Tyler trying to advance the ball back into the defensive third of Ouachita, coming up the left side. Breaks through, looking the shot across, and that's the second time we've seen the ball ricochet off the top bar here in the last couple minutes. UT Tyler almost getting another opportunity there, but the ball's deflected out of bounds, and Brian, it seems like we're seeing a little bit more of aggressive play here offensively from the Patriots as the half continues.
Yeah, both teams too. We've seen both offenses getting good looks at the goal here, and like you mentioned there, off the bar, it seems like we're getting close to a goal one way or the other.
Still 5 minutes left to play here. A lot can happen in that amount of time, but a great opportunity for UT Tyler with the set piece coming up. Long ball into the box. Bounces around a bit. It's deflected. And Ouachita's defense holds strong. Brian, we were talking about exciting moments thus far in Ouachita Athletics. What a moment this would be if the men's program could come through with a statement-making victory here at home today.
Oh, no doubt. They're capable of it. You know, UT Tyler's a good squad. But you know, I think we have a team that's capable of beating anybody at any given moment. So I can think of last year's draw with Fort Hays State. They were 16th in the country at that point, and we ended up holding them without a goal. And we didn't score, but just getting a draw in that game was a pretty big deal. So I know it's capable of it. And they've added a couple new pieces with Enza and Luca, different guys to this roster that hopefully will make a difference there to be able to find the net a few more times.
And UT Tyler is a team that has already competed this year with some of the best teams in the country. 2 top 10 teams playing within 1 goal of each team, one resulting in a loss, the other in a tie. But even looking at that last match, a 4-0 victory, this is a team that has proven that they can score a lot of goals in a hurry. But the Tigers have been able to adjust in this match and really make things difficult.
They have, and we've seen some subs too to keep our guys fresh, but not that many. We've seen a lot more from UT Tyler. Their bench seems to be a lot deeper than ours. I mean, literally and metaphorically as well. They brought a lot of guys, but we'll see. That might be what it comes down to today: is who can stay freshest the longest.
All right, well, thank you, Brian, for joining us here today. He's got to get back to call off the last few seconds of the half as we are just about 2 minutes away from halftime. Still no score, maybe a chance for 1 or 2 more pushes down the field. There's the throw into Luca. Passes it back to Alfonso, and Tigers looking to move the ball around. Even though there's only 90 seconds left in the half, still plenty of time to make things happen, and maybe a chance right here. Here's Isbell, right side, looking for the shot. It's deflected. But one of the best looks today for the Tigers. And UT Tyler not out of the woods yet, as off the deflection, that sets up a corner kick. Only a few Tigers down near the goal. Got a couple of defenders back deep to prepare for a counterattack. And a close play.
Well done, drop, Alfonso.
Bit of a miscommunication there for UT Tyler. You can Gonzalez Gomez able to send it out of bounds. That forces the throw now from UT Tyler. Nita steps up, takes the ball away, and he seems to be in no rush as the Tigers will more than likely look to take this tie to the break. And that is
10,
indeed the case.
9, 8,
Long ball
7,
sent towards
6,
the middle third.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's going to do it. First half of play is in the books. And the story thus far has been the defensive play. Both teams playing aggressively on the defensive side of the ball. The offense has strategized, gotten a few good looks, but the defenders and the goalkeepers always stepping up when it mattered most, and that is why we are scoreless heading into the break. Well, during this timeout, you're going to get a preview of this week's edition of the Roar Rundown podcast right here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. So don't go anywhere. We've got more halftime programming, and we'll be back with more Tiger soccer after this timeout.
No matter where you go in Arkansas, you'll probably run into someone you know. That personal connection is what I love about this state, and it's why we have offices and people across Arkansas. People who share your interest and care if you've been hurt.
A local team who will be on your side, by your side.
So if you were injured in an accident, call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
No matter where you live in Arkansas, we have an office nearby.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Captain Henderson House. We're a home to call your very own when you're away from yours, with a porch to end your night on, surrounded by friends, sharing stories and old times, and a yard with memories of summertime weddings and picnics after the game. We are so thankful for the life this house has seen for nearly 150 years. Come stay with us and join in on our stories. Captain Henderson House, Inn and Events.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Roar Rundown Sports Podcast, and thank you to the Ouachita Tiger Band for providing us with that fantastic music intro. If you're just joining us, this podcast discusses everything and anything involving Ouachita Tiger athletics. Ouachita Baptist University is a private Division II school that competes in the Great American Conference in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. This podcast is a division of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network in the Rogers Department of Communications. And we are so glad you came to join us, and we have a lot to talk about this past week's Tiger action and what is coming up. I'm your host, Chris Gay, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Zach Cloud and Weston Bailey. So, get right into it. So we had a pretty close win against Northwestern Oklahoma State in football, 66-0. That, I said it was close. It was not exactly close, but it was a great performance by Ouachita. 35 points in the first quarter for Ouachita. And a Cliff Harris Stadium record of 66. Last year's record was 64, which was also against the Rangers. But guys, just take me through what that game got really out of hand. How?
Oh yeah. It was one of those games you could take a positive out of every area of what we were doing. You know, our special teams, they were flying around making plays on kickoff return. We've got a new kick returner, Carter McElhaney, and he showed in that game how explosive he can really be. And like offense, obviously points, they were easy to come by. Defense did their job. It was Northwestern they were lucky to get a first down most drives. So everybody just played really solid. Everybody knew their assignments, and it was a great team win that game.
I couldn't agree more with Zach. I mean, you look at Riley Harms, our starting quarterback, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 10 for 10, not a single incompletion in his time that he was able to play in the game. And we're not just looking at the starter success from this past week. A lot of guys had a chance to show up and show out and really take advantage of their opportunity to play. And Chris Henley is a guy that I expect to play a good bit throughout the entire season, but a redshirt freshman, a guy that didn't get to play at all last year, averaged over 11 yards a carry. And I take that as an extreme positive. The offense was clicking on all cylinders, and I mean, our defense was just unbelievable last week, which is what we talked about, and they couldn't have executed any better.
Well, to add to how good of a defense we saw Saturday, they allowed just 76 offensive yards, and they turned 14 plays into either negative yards or turnovers, and I think 5 of those were turnovers. Just phenomenal. And so everybody knows, Ouachita took out most of their starters in their skill positions like midway through the second quarter. That never happens. But when you score 35 points in a quarter, I mean, obviously that's going to happen. So Ouachita went through 4 quarterbacks. Obviously, you mentioned Riley Harms was perfect. Eli Livingston, who does play throughout the year, he got some opportunities to pass. And another thing before I'll add the other 2 guys, we talked about how our passing offense is looking better than it has in many years, and a lot of that has to do with the pass blocking from the offensive line. There wasn't a single sack in this game for that Ouachita allowed, like not even close. There were very rarely was there a time where the quarterback had to create himself because the line just crumbled. The line, and again, the second stringers came in the second quarter. It's the earliest they've probably ever gotten in to play ever, barring an injury. So yeah, no sacks allowed. And so 2 other quarterbacks that played, Joel Allen and Riley Cornish, both made their first career appearances for the Tigers and had their first ever pass attempts. Allen had a 15-yard completion and Cornish had a 3-yard completion. I did notice on Cornish, it was funny, and I don't think you guys saw the second half, but towards the end of the game, he had his target. He was ready to throw, and he just threw the ball behind him. He was so nervous. I think it was about to be his first pass attempt, and it ended up being a fumble, and they got the ball, and then they did nothing with it. So obviously he got his chance later. And you mentioned Chris Henley. Yeah, 11 yards per carry. Phenomenal in only his second career game. But even better than that is 21 yards a carry on 4 carries for 84 yards for Kendall Givens, and even better, 3 touchdowns. Only one of those, obviously one of those rush attempts was not a touchdown, but it was still first down. We talked about how the offensive line has to block for those running backs. They got to get them involved. Safe to say that happened.
It did, and I know we just harped on the pass blocking, but the entire offensive line was phenomenal the entire game. Pass block and run block. I mean, I was actually sitting down in the end zone facing one of the goalposts, and it was like they were opening the biggest holes I've ever seen for these running backs. I mean, the running backs were instantly getting to the second level, had to make a one-man miss, and Kendall Givens is pretty darn good at that.
Yeah. It was a really fun game to watch. It was a really good game to get our feet under us. We got a good opponent, SAU, coming up next week. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, it was chunk plays. Chunk plays, they just came. They were easy to come by. Like Chris talked about earlier, Kendall Givens 3 touchdowns off of 4 attempts. That never happens. That's unheard of. And then also Chris Hightower earlier on in the game in the first quarter, he had 2 catches, but one of his catches was a 65-yard touchdown. A catch and run, breaking tackles, just getting the ball to him in space. We had tons of plays like that. Hank Hatfield, he had 1 catch, but it came for 36 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, just really fun to watch. It was really, really good to see our guys having fun, get everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean, I think what this game showed, and I'm looking at the numbers for a lot of our defenders, Bruin Barnes led the team in tackles, 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 tackles for loss. I bet you not many of you know who Bruin Barnes is, but after this game, a lot of people do, and he's going to get a lot more playing time because of it. He's a backup linebacker. Oh, he's going to get some more time. Jax Miller, consistent starter, got 5 tackles. Then J.T. Towers, another backup linebacker, had 4 tackles. 4 tackles for Braylon Johnson, a backup safety. And Jaden Hamilton Wells had 4 tackles. He's a backup linebacker, and he got an interception. So a lot of the guys, if you ever go and look at that box score, there's going to be a lot of names you don't recognize, but this is great for them. It shows to everybody, because I don't know when the Rangers took out their starters. I know they went through 3 different quarterbacks, but they kept their starters in for a long time. So it was basically our second and third stringers up against maybe their first and second stringers for most of the game, if not the whole second half, and they excelled. So I think, just my personal opinion is, it showed that we are deep in every single position.
I agree, and I think what was awesome to see, especially for me being on the sideline with the rest of the baseball team, is there's nobody selfish on this team, and with everybody that was coming in and rotating throughout the game, guys couldn't have been more excited for each other, and the energy on the sideline, regardless of the score, was if we were in a 0-0 game, and the guys were just getting after it the entire game, hyping each other up, high fives all the way around, and the coaches seemed to have a blast watching these younger guys get after it.
Oh yeah, the crowd was definitely invested in the game. It was our first home game, so everybody's really amped up. But all the student sections for all the students there, they were filled. There was a lot of people in attendance. Of course, like we said earlier, not a lot of people, but there was a decent amount of the crowd that might have cleared out at around halftime. But that was due to the fact we were up just about 50 points to none. So it was just really good to see. It was a really good turnout for our very first home game of the season.
Yeah, if I'm correct, I think that game was sold out, and obviously Ouachita games are bound to sold out, especially against Henderson State or against Harding, but against Northwestern Oklahoma State, that's pretty big. So we also have, I was able to get on the field after the game with Chase Hartzell, one of the voices of Ouachita sports. We were able to do a couple interviews. I had an interview with Jeremiah Turner, and he got to interview both Chris Henley Jr. and Kendall Givens. So take a look at Kendall Givens and the Henley interview.
All right, this is Chase Hartzell with the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, and I'm standing by with Kendall Givens and Chris Henley Jr. Kendall, we'll start with you. Tonight you rushed for 3 touchdowns and become the 5th player in Ouachita history to reach the 40-touchdown mark in a career. What does that accomplishment mean to you?
It's a credit to God, giving me the ability that I have, credit to the O-line, and then credit to hard work. I enjoy coming out here playing with my guys, so and that's an accomplishment for me. So hopefully I can keep it rolling.
Yeah, and Chris, you had a big night tonight too. You reached the century mark, over 100 yards. What were you seeing out there on the field tonight? What allowed you to excel the way that you did?
Just the O-line, just opening up holes. We worked on it all week, just knowing the play scheme, and it was just a blessing.
Yeah. So both of you guys got to be a part of another record tonight. Most points ever scored by the Tigers in Cliff Harris Stadium history, 66 points tonight. Kendall, what are you seeing from the talent in the locker room, both the younger guys and, some of the veterans stepping up throughout the year?
We have weapons on both sides of the ball. Riley's his second year back, and he has some experience under his belt. And guys on the edge, he gets the ball to those guys, and they get out in space and do what they do. And then the running back room, talented group of guys, talented group of young guys, and y'all saw that tonight. So like he said, it's a blessing, and I'm thankful and happy for my guys tonight.
Yeah, and Chris, one last question for you too. Kendall talked about the running back room. Y'all have so much talent back there. What is it like to have those guys to learn from and to know that they have your back night in, night out?
It just feels great just knowing everybody in the running back room is you just learn something different every day from each and everybody.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And take a look at my interview with tight end Jeremiah Turner.
I'm Chris Gay, and I'm here with Jeremiah Turner, tight end for the Tigers. And Jeremiah, huge win, 66-0.
Welcome back to Tiger Soccer on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. There you got a sneak peek at this week's edition of the Roar Rundown podcast, hosted by Chris Gay. If you want to catch the rest of the podcast where they break down the rest of all the amazing events that are going on at Ouachita's campus right now in the athletic department, you can catch the Aurora Rundown in its entirety on this channel on YouTube, or you can listen to it on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network's SoundCloud or iTunes channels. It's been a stalemate so far defensively. UT Tyler will have it to open up the second half. Whistle is blown, and now we have 45 minutes to see if a team can break the ice. Ouachita, some fresh faces out there to start out the half. A lot of the starters are back in the match, but also a chance to catch their breath with the halftime break, and now we'll see how these players can do with fresh legs. So far, both offenses have been methodical and have created some nice opportunities for themselves, but the aggressive play defensively has been able to counteract that. Ito sends the ball up towards the middle third. Tigers looking to move it, but it is taken away by UT Tyler, now looking to win a foot race perhaps on the left side. There's a cross towards the middle of the field. It is kicked right back out on the clear, but UT Tyler able to regroup, trying to send the ball around a bit. A bit of a long ball there, maybe trying to pass it inside, but Nito was right there to make the play. UT Tyler looking to make it 2 wins in a row for Ouachita, looking to record win number 1 in this 2023 campaign. Both teams have faced off against some quality opponents in non-conference play. For the Tigers, the offense, it took it a little while to really find momentum, but this team continuing to develop chemistry. And the defense has been stellar today after allowing 9 goals in this last match. UT Tyler fresh off a match in which it scored 4 goals. The only match that the Patriots have played in this year that was not decided by 1 goal or less. Tigers looking on the counterattack, and Eben Jordan just misses goal number 1 in this match. He rolled a bit too far to the right. He did make it a tough play, though, for the goalkeeper, Diego Berlingeri. If you're just tuning in, you are watching Tiger Soccer on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Tigers in the gold kits today. And UT Tyler in black and blue. Still looking for our first goal of the match as both defenses look to be in mid-season form. With the way these two defenses have been playing today, you almost have to think that one goal would be enough to decide it. However, still plenty of time left to go as there are over 40 or just under 40 minutes in the contest. Be sure to stick around because we have game 2 of today's doubleheader coming up right after this one. It'll be UT Tyler's women's program taking on the Ouachita Tigers. Tigers looking to build off the momentum of a couple of wins here at home last week. In that 2-game set, outscoring opponents 8-1. An impressive showing indeed. Now a chance for the Patriots driving the ball down the field. There's the cross. But it's right there. Nita making the play. And now Tigers maybe a chance for a counterattack. Not so fast, says UT Tyler. Ball's taken away. And now we're seeing what we've seen so many times today. That offensive reset. We've seen excellent ball movement from UT Tyler in this contest. They've shown patience in waiting for holes to open up downfield. Unfortunately for UT Tyler, those opportunities have been scarce thanks to some excellent defensive play from the Tigers. This may be a great chance right here, though. Ball is going to be ruled out of bounds, perhaps, or we may have seen an offsides call. It is just a goal kick. That's a tough break there for UT Tyler. But now a chance for Ouachita. Some intense defensive pressure. Now there's Hagen Sanchez trying to be aggressive on the attack. Evan Jordan's right there with him. Now there's Luca Bonzi. Tigers being a lot more aggressive in the defensive third of UT Tyler. Trying to capitalize on the good field position. Bit of a collision near midfield, and that's going to be a foul. We have a stoppage in time. And it looks like we may have a card. And we do. Yellow card will be charged to number 24, Sebastian Rios. Tough break for the Tigers. First card of the match in what has been a physical contest thus far. There were 13 fouls called in the first 45 minutes of this contest. There's the cross to Ito. Trying to set something up on the left side, perhaps. Lots of Tigers. There's the cross. Header does not pan out. Rodrigo Mendez was the man intended to make the play, and just a few unlucky breaks for the Patriots today. They've had some miscommunications inside the box on crosses and assist attempts. Also some tough luck with the crossbar. Had a couple of balls hit right off the top. But now the Tigers perhaps with a chance on the counterattack. There's Isbell at the top of the box. He passes it off to the right side. Crosses again, and Eben Jordan was closing in quickly. He wanted the goal. But a strong defensive showing from UT Tyler, and it will be a goal kick for the Patriots. There's Isbell at the top of the box. Now UT Tyler, maybe an opportunity at the top of the box. Lots of Tigers down low to defend, but an opening is kicked right to Nito. Taking his time to figure out where he should place this long ball. Also giving his teammates a chance to space out the field. Eben Jordan going for the slide tackle. So it will be a foul on Jordan. No card pulled though. Tigers already have one in this second half of play. Now we'll have a substitution for UT Tyler. Sid Cleofe set to check in. A hometown kid from Bishop Gorman High School in Tyler, Texas. Another long ball sent down the field. Ito's right there to make the play. Craig Chisholm with the ball. Passes it off to his teammate on the left side. That's Mecco. Mecco trying to cross it. It's cut off. Now the Tigers. Maybe a chance on the counterattack. It's taken away. Chance at the top of the box, perhaps. Shot is high and to the right. We've got a stoppage in time as, well, the clock's actually going to continue to roll. Now we'll have the stoppage in time, as it looks like a Tiger is having a conversation with the official. CJ Washington checking into the match for Grant Isbell. Washington, a sophomore from Rowlett, Texas. He will give the Tigers some fresh legs as Ouachita looks to capture its first victory of this young season. UT Tyler looking to string together its first win streak of the year. Washington was closing in. But the counterattack may not be over yet for Ouachita. UT Tyler taking it the other way, entering the defensive third of the Tigers. There's the pass to the middle of the field. Spreading the ball around, waiting for something to open up downfield. This is something that UT Tyler has not been afraid to do today, and that is to take the time, wait for the openings upfield, not being too aggressive. The benefit being that counterattacks from Ouachita are less likely. However, the Tigers have had the numbers advantage down low consistently throughout the match, and that has made play in the box very tough. Maybe an opportunity here for UT Tyler. That's Mecco trying to drive through traffic. Now the Tigers taking it the other way. Marshall Prather trying to move it down the field. And UT Tyler stopping the momentum. Just under 15 minutes gone here in the second half of play. Still looking for our first goal of the afternoon. Mecco looking to perhaps set up his teammate for that first score, but again, the Tigers defensively stepping up. Washington trying to pass it out to Bonzi. Some strong defensive play there from Marcano. Clear from Ouachita. That was really the only play, as it was a one-on-one situation.
You have 5 minutes. You have it in you. Hey, Luca.
Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez. Looks like he's going to wait just a moment to come in. Instead, Alexis Murillo will check in for the Tigers. We did see Gonzalez Gomez earlier in the match. And we have a stoppage in time. Again, Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez will be our color commentator for the women's match coming up later this afternoon. Tigers looking to remain undefeated at home on the season. Tigers on the counterattack, and scary play there as Nita was in a tough spot trying to get to the ball. He tripped up a little bit, but his teammates were right there to cover for him. Long shot that time is up and over the goal. So Nita will have the goal kick for the Tigers. UT Tyler very aggressive defensively. Ball gets away. Jenkins trying to recover. Nita, quick reaction, and he was able to clear it. But a scary progression there for the Tigers. Still not over yet, though. That's a nice slide tackle near the top of the box to prevent an opening. We're seeing some strong defensive play from Murillo. Now the throw from Ito, down low, Eben Jordan with the header. Long ball, will it stay inbounds? No, it will not. CJ Washington was trying to close in to force a counterattack. And with just over 25 minutes to go here in the second half, we're going to have another guest join us here as Chris Babb, the director of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, joins us. This is a great opportunity for UT Tyler moving into the defensive third, but now there will be a stoppage in play. Great opportunity for the Patriots on the corner kick. Chris, opportunities to score in this match have been few and far between. A great opportunity for UT Tyler to try and capitalize on the set piece.
Yeah, I think it was 3 corners in the first half for Tyler and 1 for Ouachita. Just not very many chances to score, and so with 24 minutes left, you want to try to take advantage of anything you can get. We would love to have been able to show you that corner. Nice save by Nita, but the camera location doesn't let us get that corner, so got to see what happened after the corner kick.
So just over 24 minutes to go here in the second half, and the Tigers now moving in on the counterattack. Hagen Sanchez was closing in quickly. Berlin Jerry was able to corral the ball, though, and now UT Tyler looking to take it the other way. Chris, this matchup, one of many that fans can catch on OSDN throughout the weekend. We've got one more today, but also we've had volleyball action earlier this week, some more volleyball action coming up this weekend, and to cap it all off, some Ouachita football as well.
Yeah, this is a busy weekend. Those who were watching in the first half heard Director of Athletic Communications Brian Ramsey talk about the busy schedule, and so we're not able to stream all the events, especially when you have 3 going on at the same time. So as we have some subs coming in for Ouachita, it looks like 4 subs in. Your color commentator for the next match, Alfonso Gonzalez, one of those. But yeah, so this Saturday, if you're wanting to watch the soccer doubleheader, you have to keep up with that through live stats at obutigers.com/coverage. There'll be not be a live stream of this Saturday's soccer matches, so apologize for that. But when you have 3 going on, we have 2 sets of equipment, and so that's just sorry about that. And so, but we will have plenty of soccer throughout the season, home soccer matches to stream. So I appreciate the work that our students do. And behind the mic and behind the camera and switching, directing, and big help, and it takes a lot, especially when you have a week like this that has multiple volleyball, soccer, and football streams.
Tigers looking to try and mount a counterattack, perhaps. Instead, it'll be more of a slower progression. Ball's deflected. Now a chance, perhaps. UT Tyler closing in, but again, the Tigers bounce back. And, Chris, that's been the story today. Just when it seems like UT Tyler has an opening, the Tigers able to close it quickly and make a big defensive play.
They have, on the defensive end of the field, to spend most of the time on, Ouachita's defensive side of the field, and you're going to have to do it again. You talked about it a while ago, the corner coming, and you got to, if you're Tyler, you're going to try to hope that at some point one of those is going to break through, but Gonzalez Gomez there with a nice clear.
Now the Patriots going back to that patented reset, just moving the ball around, creating some space for the players down low. Long cross that time, something we haven't seen too much of today from UT Tyler, and doesn't pay off this time. It'll result in a goal kick for OBU.
One of those subs that just came in was Enza Koulibaly, 6'4", 190-pound freshman from Dallas, Texas. One of the bigger soccer players we've seen the last few years.
Someone who is certainly looking to make his presence felt early in his career here at Ouachita. And
being that big, you can make somebody feel your presence with like any time in a soccer match.
Well, the Tigers especially need him right now, though, because this is still anybody's match, really, with just over 20 minutes to go. UT Tyler closing in, perhaps, but again, the Tigers step up defensively. Looks like we'll see another group of substitutions for UT Tyler.
Ouachita at home again Saturday at 11 a.m. against Dallas Baptist University, and you'll follow that one at obutigers.com/coverage, where you'll only be able to see live stats unless you're making the trip up. Then next Thursday, conference play starts against Harding here at Cluck Field at 4 p.m. and a Thursday-Saturday home conference doubleheader as Harding on Thursday, and then Fort Hays State out of Kansas on, that was the next Thursday. So 2 Thursday home matches in a row for Ouachita men's soccer.
Some great opportunities for a team that hasn't gotten to play at home as much as the women's program has up to this point. But they've got a chance right now to take down a quality opponent in non-conference play right here in front of the home crowd. You can already see some of the members of the women's team for UT Tyler getting warmed up on the other side.
Well, the bicycle kick came up a little bit flat on that one. A little flat tire on that bicycle kick.
Gonzalez Gomez sends it to his teammate. Tigers trying to move the ball around, find some opening, but UT Tyler so fast. That's what makes this Patriots team special. They've got the speed to make the aggressive defensive plays, but they've also got the reserve to really allow those opportunities to open up down low and get good looks.
UT Tyler, a Division II member of the Lone Star Conference and relatively newer member of Division II. Had been not in the Division II ranks for a while, and then recently in Division II and playing that Lone Star Conference with. That one's going to end up in the river, Chase.
Not as much of an exaggeration as you would think, because we are right here by the Ouachita River. Thankfully, some trees able to stop it there. But Chris, you're right. If that one had cleared some of the greenery out there, might have flowed a few miles down the road.
Or down the river.
Down the river.
This is a UT Tyler team that played 2 nationally top 10 teams. St. Mary's a 1-0 loss at St. Mary's, and then a 3-3 tie with number 2 Colorado State Pueblo. So, this is a team that has played some really stiff competition. And, you know, they were 1 goal from getting 2 draws. They'll be on the road Saturday at Harding in Searcy, making an Arkansas trip late this weekend, or weekend.
Tyler looking to move the ball back up the field. Again, aggressive defensive play from the Tigers.
It's a nice play by Hunter Reck on that last pursuit, a freshman from Lucas, Texas. Kept Tyler from really putting together an offensive threat.
Washington has it on the far side. And again, UT Tyler, just when it seemed like Ouachita was maybe going to make an advancement towards the box, instead it's going the other way. Gonzalez Gomez able to boot it away on the clear. Just under 16 minutes left to go in this match, and we are still scoreless.
These two teams met last year, and Tyler had 2 second-half goals. It was 0-0 at halftime. It was 2 second-half goals that decided the match last year when these two teams met in September here at Cluck Field also.
And for Ouachita, hoping to not repeat that same series of events. The defense has looked strong here today after some struggles early on in the season. This one's certainly going to be one of the standout performances that they go back to moving into conference play. Opportunity for UT Tyler.
These two teams were scoreless last year for 60.5 minutes before Tyler was able to score in the last 15.
Already a little bit different. We've been scoreless for 75 minutes and counting, and that streak will continue at least a little bit longer as that ball goes over the top and high. A couple of substitutions here for the Tigers as Marshall Prather and Eben Jordan, 2 starters, look to check back in. Alex Murillo is checking out of the contest.
15 shots so far in the match for UT Tyler, 6 for Ouachita, 4 shots on goal for the Patriots, 4 saves for Nita, and then 2 shots on goal for Ouachita, 2 saves for the Patriots, 7 corners for the Patriots compared to 1 for Ouachita. Fouls are relatively even. Tyler whistled for 9 fouls, Ouachita for 7.
Now Nita on the long ball. The goal kick nearing the defensive third of UT Tyler. It rolls out of bounds off of a Patriot. There's the throw into Bonzi. He will pass it off to the middle of the field. That's Reck. Now the Tigers continuing to try and press. Berlin Jerry just going to have to clear the ball. Now a chance for UT Tyler perhaps, but Nita making a strong play there. And
yeah, he had to come up with that one. If not, that was the empty goal situation.
That's one of those where if you're the goalkeeper, you have to weigh the risk. Works out for Nita. A lot of traffic down low. There's the shot on goal, and it's saved.
Wow, what a save from Nita. Chase, if if you were into making corny ones, you might say Ouachita needed that one.
They did.
I got three shakes of the head in front of me on that one.
It's never a bad day to sneak a dad joke in there on the broadcast, especially with a big play like that.
You mentioned there was traffic there in front of the goal. You know, there was room too. There was traffic, but there was also some space. And so if the right Patriot had been able to get control of the ball, there are plenty of options there for angles to have to the back of the net. But Nita did a great job of reacting to the one Patriot who was able to get a foot on the ball for a shot, and a huge save there from almost point-blank range.
That's the biggest play of the match thus far, as it could have broken our tie and broken the ice offensively. Still scoreless as we draw ever closer to that 80th minute. Alfonso Gonzalez-Gomez taking the ball up the field. He passes off to Evan Jordan. Jordan looking for the cross inside. That's a nice defensive play there by Oscar Sosa. Long ball towards the right corner. It's a foot race. Evan Jordan trying to track it down. Slide tackle was off by a bit. Ball goes into no man's land for a second. Now Nita will have the clear.
I think Alfonso probably started this match with a medium jersey, and I think it's probably a large by now. The nice play by UT Tyler to get a hand on the jersey, and the official, wasn't going to be able to see it based on where they did so. Keeping Ouachita from being able to get an attempt.
As we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation, this is really where you've got to make that final push if you're going to try to get that first goal. And Chris, I said it earlier in the half, it's probably only going to take one to win it, but the longer and longer this match goes on, the more that seems true. Here's Luca Bonzi. Ball rolls out of bounds. They'll say it was last touched by Bonzi. Right side of the box. That one is caught by Nita. A line drive, but no problem there for the junior goalkeeper from Ichihara, Japan. Big clear there for Ouachita at the top of the box. That was Joseph Latier. the senior captain out of Shreveport, Louisiana, making the play for OBU.
Subs into the game for the Patriots and for Ouachita. 7.5 minutes to go in the match.
Hagen Sanchez, the man checking in for the Tigers, and checking in for UT Tyler. That'll be number 14, Tato Meko. Patriots looking for an opening up the middle. Nita able to dive and corral that ball. He'll now have the throw. Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez on the far side. Bit of a collision. Kari Idle got a bit too aggressive defensively, and he will be charged with the foul. Chance for OBU to make a push towards the box and the goal. With just over 6 minutes to go, that's a long ball. Evan Jordan trying to track it down. It goes out of bounds. And I believe Jordan was the one to touch it last. Indeed, he was. So Berlin Jerry will boot the ball away for UT Tyler. Hunter Reck re-enters the fray. Ito boots it into the middle third. Now a chance for UT Tyler on the fringes of the defensive third. Tigers just trying to get the ball away. Evan Jordan slips up a bit there. Pass inside, trying to cross it. Too many Tigers down low. Deflecting the ball away that time, it was Sebastian Rios.
Another corner for the Patriots. Looks like it'll be taken by Raul Carrillo.
Strong corner kick over to the right side of the box. Trying to find an opening. Whistle is blown. I believe that's probably going to be an offside on UT Tyler. Unless there was a foul called that we didn't see somewhere inside the box.
They're gonna give a card on that. Stop the clock at 4:12.
And I don't know if that's a card or if they were just checking on.
Maybe not.
I believe he was just checking on Eli Jenkins because he took a nasty hit there towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, no card. Just I guess it was a foul. I misread that stoppage. Head referee is going to go down and watch and make sure Jenkins good, these judges good, and now we're back.
Long ball into the box. Chance inside perhaps. Now we're going to see an offside.
Now they called a foul.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we called a foul on Tyler. I didn't see the AR on the far side raise his flag, so I think they called a foul.
Couple of close plays now for UT Tyler within a couple of minutes that cost them an opportunity inside the box. Now a chance for Ouachita to make a run at the goal. Slow roller inside, but nobody's home. Patriots trying to move up tempo. They know that time is limited. Now Evan Jordan. And I believe they're going to call a foul there on Jordan. Got a bit too aggressive trying to take the ball the other way.
Uh-oh.
Trying to use that bicycle kick again at the top of the box.
Have a foul and a free kick. Now a clock. Now we're going to have a card.
A yellow card there on Eli Jenkins. That's the second yellow card of the half for the Tigers.
Hey, you're fine. Jump in.
So this is when they set it up for the free kick. It'll probably be, this will be the best scoring opportunity other than a corner to this point for either team. How would you like to stand in there and take that, Chase? Just stand right there and be the wall.
I'll tell you that. That's not a fun place to be for anybody. I don't know if anybody would want to do that, but these guys right here are willing to do that, and that's...
Lawson Sanders, one of Brian Ramsey's student workers, he runs cross country. Lawson, would you like to stand in there and take one of those kicks?
Especially at this point in the contest, knowing that the match is on the line, that's a tough spot to be. But the Tigers are going to form a wall of about 4 men right in the middle of the box.
4 brave souls. Nita had the save of the match earlier. If they can escape this one, it's another big one.
Right into the wall, tried to kick it back in, and again it deflects right off the wall, so the play works perfectly.
Clock.
Now the clock has been stopped again.
No. Oh my goodness.
And that will be a third yellow card for the Tigers here in the second half.
Joe, next one.
That's why he's upset.
An unusual finish to this match.
Said something while he was sitting on the ground. Now the clock is at 2:20. Yep, we're good.
Long ball towards the edge of the middle third. UT Tyler looking for the counter attack. 2 minutes to go. Closing in on the right side. Can the Tigers step up? Got to try and avoid a foul here.
Right.
Nita able to corral it yet again.
Yeah, Carrillo went with the left foot, just didn't quite have enough on it. Probably wishes he might have had just a little bit more patient there. Might have had a stronger look at it. Now, basically, with the clear, you've given Ouachita another opportunity with 1:20 left.
Jordan passes it to the middle of the field to Reck. Reck going for the long shot. Maryland Jerry had to slide as a preventative measure, but it did roll to the right. Clock will be stopped with 1:03 remaining. Looks like a Tiger was a bit slow to get up, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's Marshall Prather. Checking in for him will be Alexis Murillo. "60 seconds left in this match. We still have no score, but one last chance here for both teams to stake a claim." Nice defensive play by Hagen Sanchez. It's going to be a corner kick.
Yep, one final corner, an attempt, and Carrillo's going to go back to take the corner again. Last time they went strong to the backside to try to get on the rebound. See if they go the same or put it in the middle.
One last set piece goes wide.
That goal kick.
That's going to be a goal kick, and Tigers going to have to move quickly, but it looks like we are going to end regulation scoreless, full time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it. 90 minutes have come and gone, and both defenses stay strong. We have reached full time, and your final score, 0-0. Nothing else you can do except tip your cap to the defenders and the goalkeepers that stepped up time and again in this match. The Tigers went up against a team that have stood toe-to-toe with two of the best teams in the country and played within one goal. For Ouachita, this will be the first tie of the season, moving their record to 0-4-1. And for UT Tyler, second tie of the year. Add that one on to their tie with CSU Pueblo, and they are now 1-1-2 on the year. Really the two standout players in this one, Masaya Nida. What a fantastic effort for the young man from Ichihara, Japan. He had 7 saves on the game and held UT Tyler scoreless. That is going to be a match that he can hang his hat on going into conference play. And then on the other side of things, Diego Berlingeri making his fair share of plays as well. Only had 2 saves on the match, none in the second half. But that's thanks to some great play in the midfield and really in all facets of the game for UT Tyler. Patriots dominated time of possession in this match, but the Tigers were able to step up and make the plays when they needed to most. And as a result today, we're going to end up with a tie. So that's going to do it for Game 1 of today's doubleheader, but stay tuned because we have more Tiger soccer coming up in just a little bit. The Lady Patriots of UT Tyler will be taking on the Lady Tigers of Ouachita in a little over half an hour. That'll be on a separate live stream, but again, you can catch that right here on the YouTube channel for the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Until then, this is Chase Hartzell signing off for OSDN.
I'm Nicole Auerbach from the Athletic.